MAGA had to have Donald Trump so badly in office that they were willing to tank the economy and change everyone's lives throughout the world. For one man is why you did it for. Because you just had to have that victory. Well, let me tell you, that victory today is costing trillions of dollars. It's going to cost hundreds of thousands of jobs right here in the United States. Unemployment is going to go higher. Inflation is already increasing under Donald Trump. He's not going to cut the deficit. All he's going to do is make life more difficult for those who already have life difficult. So, and that includes you MAGA folks, because, you know, MAGA folks are less educated. They earn less money. They have a different social world. Well, this is what you voted for. And you too are going to suffer because of your decisions.
More and more people are saying they'll never forgive those who voted the Orange Menace into office, and I agree. Some are saying that those who regret their vote should be welcomed back in with open arms. No. And here's why, because they're not going to learn their lesson unless they learn it the hard way. They were warned about what would happen. They were warned about what would affect them personally. The only reason they regret their vote is because they're just sitting there yelling, "You're hurting the wrong people." They didn't think they would be affected, even though we warned them. So let them learn the hard way. You cannot educate them. They're not going to learn. You don't have to engage with them, though. You don't have to go after them. You don't have to invest your time and energy into trying to educate them. Because again, they're going to learn everything the hard way. Things have to get so very bad for them personally that they will never make that mistake again. And that's the only way they're going to learn.
A family was just deported who were indeed undocumented with a 10-year-old girl who is an American citizen, who, by the way, was receiving treatment for brain cancer. Take a listen.
Yasmin Vasugian, thank you for that. Now to Mexico, where a 10-year-old girl, a U.S. citizen recovering from brain cancer, was deported. NBC's George Solis is following that story. What happened here, George?
Yeah, Chris, it's really just a heartbreaking story. So this family was taking this 10-year-old girl into Houston to meet with her doctors, as she'd been routinely doing since the surgery last month. Now, this mother spoke exclusively with NBC News, saying this last visit last month ended with her being deported with her children, 4 or 5 of which are U.S. citizens. Now, they were put in a very precarious situation. Choices that they were given here: well, you can leave your children here and they might end up in a foster program, or you can all be deported. This mother saying, of course I want to stay with my children. And so she was taken back to Mexico. They were dumped over the other side of the border, just behind a bridge, essentially. Is what.
If you're okay with this, you're part of the problem.
Message is for anybody that's in MAGA. If you still support Donald Trump, this message is for you, or you can keep scrolling. I don't know. It's a free country, I guess, for now. Hi. Are we great yet? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like we are no longer the leaders of the free world. And this is exactly what you voted for. It was all in the pages of Project 2025 that you refused to believe because he said, it's not what I'm gonna do. No, but you lack critical thinking, and as far as I'm concerned, saying you have a 5th grade reading level would be a compliment. But you have a hatred for anything that is not white Christian nationalism, and it shows. Countries all over the world are boycotting American products. This is going to affect our economy for decades to come. But no, you wanted cheaper eggs. You believed that he would not get rid of the jobs for people like you. What, just because you're white? But guess what? All of us are going to have to be impacted by the choices that were made by you. So sincerely, I would love for somebody to tell me, with facts, are we great yet?
One thing about MAGA, they will cheer for the destruction of something that they claim to love. If you're here illegally, you don't deserve due process. How do you know they're here illegally without due process? You just know? Like how you know someone is trans, which leads to little cisgender girls getting harassed by old men at soccer meets? They've committed a crime. They're criminals. What crime? They're here illegally. See, we have circled back around to how do you know they're here illegally without due process? Y'all are cheering for all this chaos in the traffic circle while claiming that nobody loves a roundabout more than you. We have seen them arrest people who did not come here the right way. We have seen them mistakenly arrest citizens. Y'all say, we don't care if you come here, you just got to do it the right way. We have seen people who have done it the right way, and they still get arrested. And y'all say, well, they must have done something. How do you know without due process? The people who have been screaming, never trust the government, sure do trust the fuck out of the government now. That's weird. Y'all claim to love the Constitution and then cheer when this administration just wipes their ass with the Constitution. Y'all are doing nothing but showing them that they can do whatever the fuck they want. And now ICE can enter your home without a warrant, and y'all are cheering. You are showing the government that they can do whatever the fuck they want. You are showing the government that they can enter your home without a warrant, and y'all are cheering, saying, this is exactly what I voted for. Biden campaigned on student debt relief, and some people voted for him for that, and he tried what he could, and federal judges struck it down, and y'all just cheered, saying this is exactly how America is supposed to work. And a bunch of y'all voted for Trump because y'all wanted to get rid of all the illegal aliens, and he is doing whatever he can, wiping his ass with the Constitution to do what y'all wanted him to do, and federal judges striking it down just like they did with Biden, and y'all like, this ain't how America is supposed to work. Y'all say y'all love the Constitution. Meanwhile, y'all are covering the Constitution in y'all's cream cornfield turds. And you call yourselves patriots.
How it started.
Oh my God, I done found my tribe. I have been exiled by the black community. A lot of us have been exiled by the black community. But when I say the MAGA family, the AFF family, my snow bunnies, my Hispanic bunnies, oh my God, when I say the support has been mad real, I've been totally annihilated by our own. But we have been embraced by you guys. I have found my tribe. I am currently dealing with my son facing 21 years that this particular judge has sentenced him to. It is racial injustice. I am fighting to free my son and also free the masses and stop this judge from excessively sentencing our people, black, brown, Latino, Afro-Latino. I just need you guys' support in helping to free my son. My son is 23 years old, and he is currently facing 21 years of incarceration due to racial injustice. My son was defending himself, and unfortunately, most black and brown people, individuals, whether you are a man or woman, here in Colorado, do not have the right to use self-defense.
Did anybody else notice the wardrobe change? So this lady, the 7%, found her tribe. She found her tribe in MAGA. MAGA was welcoming. She had been exiled by the black community. Couldn't imagine why. Where are they now? You did a plea for your son in a MAGA hat, and it barely got any engagement. So you changed it to blue there at the end. And it's almost as if you know the demographic of people who would understand your predicament. In those videos, you're not talking to your MAGA friends. You weren't even talking to your MAGA friends when you had the MAGA hat on. You weren't talking to them because you know they don't care about you. They never did. You know that MAGA don't care about you. That particular judge, you said that they were blue? Sure, they might be. But you know who would have fought against that blue judge on your behalf? Us. Progressives. People who want and who have been fighting for change in our legal system because of the things that your son is going through right now. I'm sorry that your son is going through that. And that's real. I am. I have a son myself. I would never want him to go through what your son is going through. But that is why I vote on the right side of history. I vote for people who won't give cops immunity for unaliving my son. That's why I won't vote for people who put money into private prisons so that they can have slave labor and mass incarceration of our people. I vote to save my son. You vote for people who would see him rot in that prison cell. It would be nice if we could normalize not othering black and brown people. But that is what you voted for. You voted for the candidate that othered black and brown people. Your MAGA tribe, they didn't care about you then and they don't care about you now. They needed your vote, so they accepted you in for that reason. Those same people support othering black and brown people. Whenever they think of black people, they think hood and ghetto. They think walk on the other side of the street because we are dangerous. That is the lie that they have perpetuated about us to get your son to be in the situation that he is in right now. Your son is not viewed as human. is not viewed as someone who deserves the right to defend himself. They want us incarcerated. You spoke in one of your videos about equality. Ma'am, they brought back segregation. Do you think they give a crap about your son? Your tribe would be okay with your son not going to their schools, not swimming in their swimming pools, not drinking out of their water fountains. That's your tribe. So I say again, you changed your wardrobe at the end there to a stark blue. Why? Because you know that MAGA, they are not your tribe. Where are they now? They don't care about your son, and they never will. To them, to your tribe, your son would be better off spending 21 years in prison.
Question for any Trump supporters or Trump voters. Do you guys enjoy being lied to and being gaslit? If you don't know what I'm talking about, do you remember on the campaign trail when one of Donald Trump's biggest campaign promises was to cut energy costs in half and reduce greatly the cost of gasoline?
On the campaign trail, President-elect Trump promised to cut energy prices by at least half within a year of taking office.
To achieve this rapid reduction in energy costs, I will declare a national emergency to allow us to dramatically increase energy production.
Yeah, he made these promises and then failed to explain to anybody that the United States doesn't own any refineries. They're all private businesses. The government can't dictate to them what to do with their oil. And then he sat down for an interview with Meet the Press the other day and said this.
You know why they're down, by the way? Drill, baby, drill. We're drilling like crazy right now.
That seems strange, considering that U.S. oil production fell to an 11-month low. Yeah, our two largest oil-producing states, Texas and New Mexico, way down. Texas fell by 105,000 barrels per day, and New Mexico, the second largest oil producer, they fell by 53,000 barrels per day. Then he went on to say this about gas prices.
You don't talk about the fact that gasoline is down at numbers that nobody believes possible.
Numbers that nobody thought possible? Well, let's see what they were the Monday before Election Day.
After peaking at $5 per gallon in June of 2022, gas prices have dropped and stabilized as U.S. oil production is back to record highs. The Monday before Election Day, a gallon averaged $3.06.
And let's see what they are now. This is for 5/4/25. Current average, they're up. So I ask again humbly to the Trump supporters, do you enjoy being lied to? The President of the United States, Donald Trump, thinks you're stupid. It's okay to criticize the politicians you vote for. That's kind of the whole point.
Women who voted for Trump, I have a question. Why? And this is not a fight. Try not to get defensive. I genuinely am trying to understand why you made that decision. Like, as a woman, does it not concern you that he appointed judges who've rolled back reproductive rights, threatening our access to safe healthcare? Like, as a woman, does it not concern you that he's been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women? As a woman with a daughter, does it not worry you that his administration is making it harder for women to report sexual assault on college campuses? As a woman who voted for Trump, does it not give you the ick a little that he's made countless sexist remarks that undermine women in leadership in the workforce? I'm trying so hard to just stay curious, not furious, and understand your decision. And I'm struggling, dude. As a woman especially. It's not actually that shocking that men voted for Trump. That actually doesn't surprise me. But the amount of women who did, I'm not going to lie, it was a little shocking. So I want to hear from you. Why did you vote for him? How were you able to look past all the things, just some of the things that I listed that are very much female issues? I'm actually wondering, was there a man in your life, whether it be your husband, your boyfriend, your father, who maybe encouraged you to vote for Trump? I don't know. I'm curious.
Guys, if you thought money was tight before, buckle the hell up, because Trump just went on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, and he basically said the quiet part out loud. We're in a recession, a short-term one, he claims. Just a little pain now for a so-called boom later. He's called it a transition period, but let's be honest. How are you doing right now? Grocery bills up, Rent's insane, credit cards max, jobs disappearing. This is suffering, and they're trying to sell it as strategy. Trump's out here saying it's all work out. Greatest economy in history, he says. But if this is greatness, then why does it feel like collapse? And while he blames Biden, he's slapping tariffs on everything and calling it patriotism.
Why do you think Donald Trump won in 2024?
He used manipulation very well. He's a master manipulator. And most people don't care. Most people don't know all the facts. They don't know the difference between facts and opinions.
I 100% agree with you.
Most people don't watch news. Most people don't follow news as they should be. They focus on only their side.
What news station do you watch?
I don't watch a particular station. I read several articles. I don't watch. I try not to watch CNN. I don't watch Fox.
Okay. So you watch CNN but not Fox?
Neither of them.
Okay, cool. I agree with you. Don't watch any of them.
I consider myself.
Oh, you do?
I compare.
I watch. Do y'all know David Pakman? Okay. Y'all know Young Turks? Oh my God. They're radical Democrats. I love them. So I watch them.
You know, I was told for months over the summer during the campaign that if I voted for Kamala Harris, the country would end up in a recession. Looks like they were right.